There were more controversial calls on Sunday than perhaps any playoff day in recent NFL history. The most notable was, of course, the missed pass interference call that sent the Los Angeles Rams to the Super Bowl and the New Orleans Saints home. But that was far from the only officiating moment that left fans scratching their heads. There were several going in both directions that affected the AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and Kansas City Chiefs. One of the most notable was a punt that was seemingly muffed by Julian Edelman. The call on the field was that Edelman touched the ball and that it was recovered by the Chiefs. Upon review, however, the call was changed. The officials ruled that Edelman did not touch the ball, and therefore, the ball would remain with New England. And of course, one of the NFL's most vocal critics has something to say about that. Jerry Jones spoke about the play from the Senior Bowl, and according to Drew Davison of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, he didn't agree with what the officials came up with. The call on the punt, whether he touched it, you can never get it right, because it was called on the field as a touch and then later, you couldn't see an angle that he definitely touched it, Jones said. But the rule says you're supposed to go with the call on the field if you can't see an angle that he didn't touch it. I don't know if you can get everything right. First of all, Jones isn't arguing that Edelman touched the ball. He is simply arguing that since that was the call on the field and it was not definitive either way, that call should have stood. That may be the letter of law, but it isn't the spirit of replay. Those who viewed the video believed that Edelman did not touch the ball. While they're human and perfectly capable of making mistakes, it is their decision and the league falls apart the moment their authority is compromised. To them, it might have looked more definitive than it did to the naked fan eye. In a game of such magnitude, it would be fairly disappointing for a call like that to simply be deferred to the one on the field, which is made with no help by replay. More to the point is that this is far from the first time Jones criticized officials. At a certain point, those words lose their credibility. Ultimately, the Patriots and the Chiefs settled their game on the field. There were so many big calls and big plays that just one did not swing the outcome. The NFL needs to look out how it might improve officiating next year after a marquee weekend was so marred by poor calls, but the Edelman decision would be fairly low down that list. After all, it was a moot point, as Tom Brady quickly threw an interception that put the Chiefs in roughly the same position anyway.